But here it's the main element, which I actually like, because this song I won't forget, this song I can remember, because there's something special about it.
You don't have to stay.
Hey guys, welcome to the studio today for the first time upstairs here in the big studio. Corner absorbers all filled, the back wall still chaos, so I won't turn the camera around. That's something for another day. Today we concentrated on progressing with the kitchen and also like with the finer details. Nothing really exciting that I could share with you. And it's anyways time again for a weekly track submit where you send me your songs, I listen to them, give you feedback, so let's just go. And just to clarify, if you're wondering why there are no speakers, my old ones are broken and I ordered new ones that are huge, big, that will go on top of these temporary stands. I will build stands myself in a couple of days. And I just got the confirmation the speakers are arriving tomorrow, 100%. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow. It will be a huge unboxing. The package weighs 173 kilograms, and that's a lot. But more on that tomorrow. Today the first track called Fly With You by DJ Stephen Han. Okay, I just decided to do this track submit a little different. I will just focus on one or two elements out of every song and give feedback to that and improvement, so that you all learn something instead of just saying the same stuff all the time, because people always do the same mistakes. Here maybe the bass could be a bit louder. This will improve the groove. And here with the song I have the issue that the groove doesn't sit right. I mean, there is one and it's okay, but it could be improved, especially with the clap. You can, in Logic, Cubase and all other DAWs, you can shift around elements by a couple of milliseconds. And here I think it would sound really cool to shift the clap a little bit forward. This usually gives you a jackier groove kind of feel. I wouldn't do that for like straight 4 to the floor techno, but for something that is a bit houseier, a bit groovier, try to shift them forward. This way they will also not hit immediately with the kick together. Easier to mix. You can hear the transient of the clap or snare better. And this way just have a little bit more impact. Just try it out. Sometimes also the samples are not sampled correctly or not on the grid correctly. So shifting them around might actually help you to make it tighter. And then shifting it even further forward to the song might improve the groove. That's usually what a drummer would do. But other than that, a strong song. I'm missing maybe vocals or a main element, but as an instrumental, it's pretty good. Next up by House XL ID. This one is interesting. Never heard something like this. It's like very electronic in the drums. And then you have this acoustic guitar being not acoustic guitar, the acoustic strings being the main element. I've never actually heard it in this kind of way. Usually strings are either like a filling sound in the back to make everything big and wide, or play just chords, or maybe like in a way like into the Martin Garrix Khalid kind of song, where it's just used as a drum fill kind of. But here it's the main element, which I actually like, because this song I won't forget, this song I can remember, because there's something special about it. It's not just like a boring loop, but the string itself, I don't know if it's strong enough. Just the sound. The melody is cool, because like usually I complain about there not being a main element, a main melody. Here we got it. It's good. But the sound, I'm not sure about it, because strings usually sound a little thin. you won't get that thickness. And you can also see in the graph that like around 1K you have that spike of the string. So it's maybe a little bit too loud, and maybe an octave down, and mixing that octave down to it just to get that subbier kind of feel to it, to make it work as a main element. It's difficult. Strings are usually not the main element in electronic music, but I think you can pull it off. Maybe layering a synth sound to it just to give it more of that electronic feel, and make like a hybrid sound out of acoustic strings and a synthesizer. Very interesting. Definitely the main thing is there. Just please arrange the song. It's just 2 minutes long. There is no real arrangement that makes any sense. Very cool sound actually. I like it. It has a cool vibe. The groove is there, the drums are there. I can just see on the correlation meter that it's maybe too stereo in certain sections. It's going into anti-phase, and I don't know why there is no limiter on top. Usually when you send out a demo, you send out the track, just put a limiter on top and just get like a certain amount of loudness. Here it's not done. There's like too much headroom for electronic music especially. But I like it as an instrumental. Still missing the main element, the vocals, but yeah, it's working. And here the one thing I will pick out is the one where it just doesn't work. It's like really the width, some elements are too wide. You have to be careful. In the analyzer you got the correlation meter. If it goes into anti-phase, you know you've overdone it, especially if it goes into anti-phase when you're listening to the entire song, then there is definitely something wrong. Picking one element that is an anti-phase actually works quite well, especially for pop music. For club music, I would still try to avoid it because most clubs don't have like a good stereo system, and it sounds punchier, heavier, and more powerful if it's mono in a club, at least. Like kick, bass, mono, maybe the main synthesizer, a little bit of stereo, the hi-hat stereo, the snare for club music probably also not. And again, for the more poppier kind of music, just, I don't know, there was the song by Kygo and Selena Gomez a while ago. The guitar in the intro is completely an anti-phase, and it sounds cool if you listen to it on stereo speakers, because you have then the voice in the middle very clear and alone, and then to the sides the guitar, which just sounds amazing. And usually most speakers are stereo, and the ones that aren't stereo, for example mobile phones, they usually have a software implemented that kind of makes sure it still sounds good in mono. It's like, it's smart, especially the iPhones do that, so you don't have to worry about the mono compatibility, I hope I'm pronouncing this correct, anymore that much. It's more a thing of the past. Same with keep everything mono below 300 Hertz. This was mainly just for vinyl. This is over, so just do what you want. This one is by Mega Native, an ID. Sounds good, big room, not my thing as you know, but I still will try to judge it as most objective as I can. The lead, the main synthesizer sounds are all cool, ravey, that's like standard. The low end is here, I think, the weakest, which is so important for big room. And mainly the kick. The kick sits too high, it's like almost at 60 Hertz, maybe 55, and it doesn't have the right bass to it. It's more a shorter kick, and for this kind of style you want a longer kick, a bass heavy kick with like a small tiny click on top. Maybe layer two kicks, one that has the bottom end and one with the click, so you can control them separately and just make it really punch hard in your face. The kick is also a couple of dBs too quiet, and definitely also use more sidechaining. This kind of style, this kind of sound it needs that heavy pumping, otherwise it just doesn't sound like all of the other songs. And I think that's already it for track submits for today. I will now try to just head back home and take a cold shower and get rid of all of that itchy stuff. Yeah, installing it, it's not the nicest, as you know. We will see us tomorrow back again, then with huge speakers standing there. This will be so amazing, like unboxing speakers that are 173 kilograms. I don't even know how they get here, but they told me they will arrive tomorrow. So excited.
You don't have to stay.